In this video tutorial, we're going to learn some verbs. Verbs are doing words, and there are three different kinds that we're going to be learning about. We're going to have a look at verbs which can have an object. An object in a Japanese sentence is followed by object particle o. Let's have a look at features of verbs which can have an object. Most verbs are done to something. The thing that the verb is being done to, that's called the object of the verb. To find the object of the verb, you take the verb and you ask the following question. Verb what? Let's have a look at this. I drink milk. Now the verb there is drink, so we're going to be asking drink what? And the answer to that is milk. So milk is the object of our verb. Let's have a look at another one. I watch TV. Watch what? The answer to that is TV. So TV is the object of the verb to watch. In Japanese, the object of the verb is always followed by our object particle o. And the verb itself goes at the end of our sentence. If you're the person doing the verb, you don't need to include I, so you just need the object and the verb at the end. Let's have a look at how we'd say I drink milk. Milk is the object, so it's going to go before the verb. There's miruku, and there's object particle o following. Finally, we need drink, which is nomimasu. Miruku o nomimasu. Let's look at I watch TV. The verb watch goes at the end, so TV's got to go first. Terebi, followed by object particle o. And then comes watch, mimasu. Terebi o mimasu. If you're not the person doing the verb, you can indicate who is doing the verb at the start of your sentence, and you follow it with our topic particle wa. So the teacher watches TV. Now the teacher is the person doing the action, so the teacher will go first, followed by particle wa. Sensei wa. Now the verb we've got to leave till the end, so next we're going to put television. And that would be terebi, and of course object particle o, because terebi is what the teacher is watching. Watch what? Watch the television. Television is the object. And finally the verb mimasu. Sensei wa terebi o mimasu. The teacher watches TV. Let's practice our verbs.
食べます。飲みます。買います。話します。聞きます。読みます。見ます。勉強します。書きます。
Now we're going to look at verbs which cannot have an object. What do we know about verbs which can't have an object? Some verbs are not done to something else at all, so they can't have an object. For example, things like when you get up, you don't do that to anything, you just do it yourself, you get up. Equally, when you go to bed, you're not doing that to anything else, there's no object, you just do it yourself. Beginning, if something is beginning, it's just beginning. And if it's ending, it's ending. It's not being done to anything, it's just doing it itself. Those verbs do not have objects, and we've got a few of those to learn. If you are not the person doing the verb, then you can indicate who is doing the verb at the start of the sentence, just like we did with our verbs with objects, and you must of course follow it with our topic particle wa. That tells us who's doing the verb. Okay, let's have a look at the teacher gets up. The person doing the action goes first and the verb last. So we start with sensei. There's our particle wa, sensei wa. Okimasu to get up. Sensei wa okimasu. The teacher gets up. Let's practice our verbs.
起きます。寝ます。始まります。終わります。遊びます。働きます。
Now we're going to look at the last category of verbs. They're verbs of motion. So verbs where you're actually going somewhere. And they have not an object, but a destination. And the destination is indicated with either ni or e. Okay, let's look at verbs of motion in more detail. The last group of verbs which we will look at are verbs which are going somewhere. We need to learn just 3. Going, coming, and returning home. The person or thing which is going takes particle wa. That's our topic particle. Unless, of course, it's you, and then you can leave this out altogether, and Japanese people will assume you're talking about yourself. Now, the destination of these verbs is followed by our destination particle ni or e. The verb, of course, goes at the end of our sentence. Let's have a look at the teacher goes to London. The teacher is the one doing the going, so teacher comes first. Sensei wa. Next we're going to have our destination. That's London, so London, followed by destination particle ni, London ni, and our verb at the end, of course, ikimasu. And that gives us Sensei wa London ni ikimasu.
行きます。来ます。帰ります。